Hello, I'm Jenna with Brown Dog Craft Company. I'm coming to you live from Hudson, Wisconsin today. It's Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. It's election day here in the US, so it's a big day. The results are not in yet. I think they come in about 10 p.m. or so, final, but I think we know soon the results of our election. So big night for us tonight. And we're making cards because why not? So I totally understand if you have the election going on in the background and me on your phone or whatever it may be. So hopefully I can distract you while we wait for results to come in. And today we're going to do the Sophisticated Sled bundle card class. We're going to make 4 cards, and it uses Sophisticated Sled, which is an online exclusive that released in September. July. There's new online exclusives that just dropped today, okay? So we're actually using some of those in January. Utterly adorable and umbrella days. So if you are joining us live, say hello in the comments and let us know where you're joining from. And I'll show you what we're making today. So we're making these 4 cards today. All right. I generally teach class every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Central, and it's always free to watch. You can always purchase the card kits from me also. So this card class, it's $25, and you just need to add your own stamps and dies. So these are the stamps we're using. Here are the dies. Okay, I have them on magnet sheets. And we'll go through and we'll stamp and make everything. I did a little bit of prep work to make it a little bit easier today. Let's see. Let's go through the ink colors you need. If you did sign up for this class, your kits are coming. I'm almost finished kitting them. They're going to go out at the same time as next week's class goes out, which is coffee and cards. So today we're going to need white, pecan pie, cherry cobbler, pretty peacock, crumb cake, Versamark, and memento. We're going to do some coloring. Hi, Cheryl. I'm assuming it's going to be a really light night as far as attendance goes live today, just based on what's going on, right? It's election night, so I can hear it playing, the information playing upstairs in my house. So, okay, let's make the first card. This is the one we're going to start with. So it's been, this white piece is embossed with the Snowflake 3D embossing folder right here. And this is vellum and DSP that's been cut using the Garden Meadow die. Okay. And that's going to be like our little focal point in the front. This little sentiment is from Cherry Cobbler. It's the it's from like Happy Little Things sentiment strip. And then it's heat embossed with white embossing powder. And then the sleigh pieces and all of that are die cut for you. And we use the little red gems, the little red berries. So let's go through. I have all of my pieces. And let's start putting our card together. There's just a little bit of stamping. There's stamping on the inside, which the inside of this card, I think this is what I stamped. Nope. This is the inside of this one. So I did a little bit of prep work today because I know it's an important night. Okay, so this one in Cherry Cobbler ink, I stamped, I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. And then on this little sentiment strip, I stamped yay all the way in Versamark, and then heat embossed with white embossing powder. And there's still some anti-static powder on my sentiment. I'm just going to take a cloth and just kind of wipe that away. Okay, so all of the stamping would be done with these 2 things. We're actually not going to do that stamping today. It feels weird. But we can start gluing some of these things down. So, okay, let's glue down this on the front and this on the inside. And you can choose your snowflakes. They're heavier on one side and lighter on the other. So you can decide if you want your snowfall to be piling up on the ground or if you want it to be falling from the sky. So I'm going to do my snowflakes heavier up on top and lighter toward the bottom. So they are, see, there's more dense snowflakes up here and less down here. So I'm going to have the more dense more densely snowflaked. I don't know if that's a sentiment or a word up there. Okay. All right, this is gonna go directly in the center. Okay, and I did glue it down. And then I am gonna glue the vellum down, but when we glue the vellum down, we're gonna just glue on 2 spots because vellum is particularly fickle when it comes to glue and it wants to bend. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip this over and I'm just gonna add 2 little drops of glue. Okay, see where I added those? That's the only place I'm adding glue. Okay, otherwise the vellum will curl. And I think in those 2 spots, the glue should be hidden by what we're going to put on top. Okay, so now we can assemble our sled. I have our sled pieces. This is from Cherry Cobbler. This is like the base of the sled. And then from Crumb Cake, I have the 2 detail pieces of the sled. So it comes with this piece, which is the base, that's going to go here. And then this piece, which goes up on top across this, like a crossbar. I don't know exactly what it's called, but that's what I'm going to call it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right here on these edges. Maybe I'll zoom in a little. There. Okay, and that's going to go right in the center here. And then I'll put a little bit of glue on these pieces, which I didn't pop it all out. There's pieces in the center, I think. Okay. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here. On the little, I want to call it a ladder, but I know it's not a ladder. Okay, so that'll go right here. All right, at the top of our sled, we're going to do this little sprig. This is die cut from Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue. I think I'll put the glue on here. Okay, and then that will go right here. And we're going to get gluey today. We're doing die cut assembly, so we're definitely going to get a little gluey. Okay, and then I'm going to glue this whole thing to the front of the card, right in the center. So I'm going to add glue to the back, kind of strategically, just random. I'm not putting any up on the greenery up here. Okay, and that goes right here in the center. Okay, all right, we can add our sentiment at the bottom. And I'm going to add the sentiment with some foam strips. Let's see here. I think just 1 foam strip is good. Okay. And this is going to go right here. Okay. All right, and we can add in, we're gonna do our skates. So our skates, we have to put our strings on first. Okay, so you have 2 skates, and these skates are gonna have gold blades. I don't know if that exists in real life, but we're gonna pretend it does. Okay, and then we're gonna have red laces. All right, and I'm still getting over my cold. My voice is... It keeps changing. Last week, I didn't have a voice at all. This week, I have a voice, but it's quiet, and it just sounds like I've been talking too much, I think. And yeah, I got sick when we came back from vacation, and I just can't kick it for whatever reason. It's just giving me grief. Okay. So just putting the skates together. Now these, you don't need a lot of glue. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right on the edge here and put them here. There's a curve that is die cut into the skate, and I don't really know if you can see, but I'm trying to line it up with the curve. Okay. I'll do the same on the other skate. Trying to line that up on the curve. There we go. Okay. Those are our skates. Now before we go further, we are going to take, I've got some gold twine here, and I'm going to cut a couple of pieces. I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to hold it in place with a dimensional. So I'm going to put the ribbon or twine, whatever this is, thread-ish thing here on the skate, and hold it in place with a dimensional. Okay, and then I'll cut a little bit and do the same here. Okay. And then cut. And I have a bow already tied right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is peel the backers off of our dimensionals. This one needs another dimensional down here. Add that down here. Okay. And we're going to stagger the skates on the front of the card here. So one is going to go here like this, and the other is going to kind of cover it like that. Now, both of these are going to go into the center. Hi, Patty. Low attendance tonight for sure, based on what's going on. I can hear my family talking upstairs about the election. It's probably only, is it 6:42 where you are, Patty? I think you're 2 hours behind me. You might be more than 2 hours with, I guess I don't know. Okay, and then at the top I'm going to add the bow. Okay. All right, so it looks like our skates are hanging there from the top. And then this one, the embellishment is one berry grouping. It's 3 berries. These are the cherry cobbler and pearl adhesive backed berries. And so we're taking a berry grouping here and sneaking it in. Yeah, it's 6:42 there. Yeah, the poles are closed here. So, okay. So that's card 1. All right, I think this one may be my favorite. I really like the paper piecing of the skates. It's just, I really like it. Okay, and I like the cherry cobbler. All right, I think it's cute, so. All right, let's move on to card 2. Get some of this garbage out of here. Whoops, sorry Milo. I just dropped garbage on his head. I don't think he really minds. All right, card number 2 I have in my pile is going to be the pecan pie. And this is what it looks like. We're going to do some coloring. Okay, before we do our coloring, we'll put the card together a little bit. Okay, so the inside of this one is the one I thought went with the original card. Thanks, Cheryl. Where is it? Where'd that inside go? Here it is. So I stamped the skates in 2nd generation crumb cake on the inside here. So that's going to go for the inside. For those who are just joining, normally I do all of the stamping during class. I just didn't today because of what's going on in the US. So I wanted to be quick and not take up a ton of your time today. Okay, here's our card. Let's work on our front piece. So we're going to have a front panel that measures 4 by 5 1/4. and we're going to use our crumb cake ink. It's crumb cake, and we're going to do tone on tone stamping. And we are going to stamp our own background. Okay, so I'm going to take my skates and ink them up, and I am going to randomly stamp on this background. I want some upside down, I want some sideways, I want them hanging off the edge. And we're not going to see the inside. We will only see the outside. Because we're going to cover the inside with some DSP and a mat. Maybe this way. Okay, so just a random pattern. And, oh, we're going to take our crumb cake ink and our brown blending brush, and we're going to soften the outside a little. I forgot to grab my brush. Okay, so I'm going to ink up, I'm going to get some brown, some crumb cake on my blending brush, and then I'm going to start off my cardstock and bring my brush onto the cardstock. And it's going to soften our stamping and antique our card a little bit. One of my favorite things to do with ink blending is to do tone on tone ink blending. It just, you would think that it wouldn't show up because you're using the same color ink on the color, or you're using the same color ink as your cardstock, but it really does show up nicely on pretty much every cardstock. It will darken wherever you put the ink. Okay, and then this side. I always start off the cardstock, that way I don't leave bristle brush marks on the cardstock. And then just a little bit over the center. Okay. All right, so now we have sort of an antique or aged background a bit. Okay. All right, so let's glue some things down. I also have a panel of cherry cobbler and a piece of DSP, and this is that specialty DSP. It's one-sided, and there's cherry cobbler, there's pretty peacock. The pretty peacock is like a floral pattern. The cherry cobbler is the one we just used on the last card. There might be one more. I think that might be it. It might just be cherry cobbler and pretty peacock, and then this gold, white and gold. But I can't remember. Okay, this is gonna get glued to the center. I'm gonna run out of glue here. Okay. And then I'm gonna pop this up. And I have sheets. All right, I have the adhesive sheets that I like to use for this, but they are not in a handy location. So I'm just gonna do this. I like to do more coverage on the back of my things. That's why I like the adhesive foam sheets, but this will work for now. Milo is laying under me, you guys. He's taking a nap with his blankie. He just had a big birthday on Monday. He had a birthday, and he is 12. So, we haven't celebrated yet because my husband had to work and the kids had sports and all of that. So we'll celebrate this weekend and he can have some ice cream. And yes, I do give him real ice cream, not like pup cup ice cream, because he's 12 and he deserves it. Okay, let's do some stamping. You're each going to get a panel. This is a 1/4 sheet of white cardstock. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And here is your stamping guide. Okay, so these are going to be for 2 cards, but this is how you're going to stamp on your panel. Okay, hi Sandy, welcome. Okay, so this is how you're going to stamp on your panel. I'll say again for anyone new who's joining, I did a lot of the work ahead of time this class just because of what's going on today. Okay, so if you're wondering why some of the stamping is already done, that's why. Okay, so we're going to stamp the sled in pecan pie, and that will go here. Okay. That's right. At 12, he should get anything he wants. Yes, Patty, that's how I feel too. He deserves ice cream, right? Real ice cream. Not just pup cup ice cream. Okay, and then we'll pull out Memento. And let's stamp everything else. We need to stamp our skates again, but they need to go in Memento. Let me clean them off. Okay. So I'm going to stamp the skates at that farthest right here. Okay. And below that, we'll do this cute little bird. I don't know what kind of bird it is. I'm not a bird. I like looking at birds, but I don't know what they are. I don't know what kind of birds. I know, like, obviously a blue jay is blue. I saw one of those today when I took Milo for a walk. My stamps are stuck together. Yeah, Milo goes for a walk every day. It's about 1.5 miles. And we live kind of in the woods. Not kind of in the woods. We live in the woods. So there's always animals and birds and various other things we run into. But we see a few blue jays. We have woodpeckers. Much to my husband's annoyance. We have woodpeckers. And then this is like it's like a wreath, but not a wreath. I don't know if it's like a holly sprig or what it is. Okay, so here's your stamping guide. This is how you'll stamp. And then you will die cut. Okay, so once you die cut, this is what you will have, and we'll color them. Okay. All right, I wrote down what our colors are. So our sled is pecan pie. So what I did with the sled, I'll put the finished one out so you can kind of see too. But what I did with the sled is I just picked a dark, I picked dark pecan pie first, and I just colored a line of dark wherever I thought. I mean, there's not really a shadow. We just want to give our piece some dimension. So I thought maybe here, 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 you know, the top of each one of these. I figured all of this would be dark on the inside. Okay, now if you don't have the dies, you could fussy cut these. They might take a little bit. Or if you have a, I was going to say Cricut. Maybe a Cricut can cut out things. A scan and cut. You could use a scan and cut. I actually do have a scan and cut, and I use it occasionally. I think I'm going to go down one side of each board here. I use it occasionally when we have a set that doesn't have any dies. Like there's a new online exclusive today that released called Perfect Pears, I think. And it's like cookies and milk. It's really cute. Well, that doesn't have any dies. So I would use my scan and cut for that. And then I'm going to fill in the rest of the sled with light pecan pie. And I'm just going to make sure to go over and blend the two together. Okay. And I'll do the same down here. It's a little bit, I don't want to say challenging to color the sled because it's not challenging, but all of the lines kind of blend together when you look at it because it's got, like the stamp has that wood grain on it. So it tricks your eye a little bit. You got to pay attention when you're coloring the sled. When I first went to design these cards, I was going to die cut the sled on the last card from, we have like a wood grain cardstock, a white wood grain in the annual catalog. And then when I went to look at the die actually die cuts into the cardstock and makes it look like wood. So you don't need the wood paper. You just use whatever paper you want, whatever cardstock you want, and it die cuts the wood grain for you, which I thought was nice. See, it's playing tricks on my eyes and making me think I'm coloring in between the lines. Outside of the lines. That's what I meant. Okay, and one little last piece. All right. Okay, so there's the sled. I wish it die cut this piece out. It doesn't, but okay, let's see. What else do we have? The skates are crumb cake and blender, and then light smoky slate. Blender and light crumb cake. So our skates are going to be white, but anything that's white, I don't actually leave white. I color it. So I have light crumb cake right here. And then I'm going to come with the blender behind it and blend out the line that I'm drawing. So I'm just drawing a shadow in. And then here's my color lifter. And I'll just blend over what I just colored. Okay. And then the ice skate on this one will be the light, the light smoky slate. Okay. See, those are pretty easy to color. Not hard at all. Okay, the bird. Oh, he's on the other card. What color did I color the bird? Oh, he's real red. I'm gonna do, yeah, let's do real red. And then light peach pie for his little beak. So I'll take dark real red and kind of color up on his head and down the side of his wing and part of his tail. And then light real red for the rest of him except for his little beak. He's super little birdie. And then I'll do some color lifter on his belly. Lighten up his little belly. Okay. Now I would recommend coloring before you die cut. I'm coloring after I die cut only for video purposes. Okay. Okay, the bow is cherry cobbler. So that'll be cherry cobbler dark and light. And here I'm just drawing some lines with the dark cherry cobbler and also then I'll fill in with the light. Okay, so there's the bow. Cherry cobbler, I think, is one of my favorite colors, for sure. I don't use it enough. Such a pretty red color. To me, it's more of a true red color than real red is. Okay, and then we'll do Mossy Meadow and Old Olive for the greenery. So I'm going to do these leaves in Old Olive, these more leafy looking ones here in the center. So here's dark Old Olive at the base. And then blend out with light Old Olive. Okay, and then the berries, I think the berries might be real red. Dark real red. Yeah, I did dark real red. Yep. Okay, so then these other leaves are going to be Mossy Meadow. There's kind of a lot of them. Just kind of go through and make a little mark with your dark. Okay, and then fill in with your light. And if you accidentally color a berry with green, I don't think anyone will know. I was just talking with someone, they're getting poinsettias at work, and we were talking about which part of the poinsettia is actually the flower. And is it true that the flower is the green part? That's what someone at work said. That the flower is that the leaves are the colored part and the flower is the green part, which is backwards. But I wonder if that's correct. I don't know enough about poinsettias, and we don't get them because I'm pretty sure they're poisonous to dogs and I don't want Milo to eat it, so we don't have poinsettias, so I don't know anything about them. I would kill it anyway. I don't have a green thumb at all. Okay, I'm gonna add some little highlights with my red gel, or my white gel pen, and I'm gonna add them to the bow. Okay, just like that. Okay. And then the last thing we have to color is the wreath. That's for our last card. And we're going to color that pretty much the same way. So all the berries are going to be real red. And there's quite a bit of berries on this one. I'm just going to sort of twist this as I go. And then the leaves will do sort of alternating mossy meadow and old olive. Okay. So here I have old olive. We'll do old olive here. Old olive here. Here. And there. Okay. Blend that together. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think poinsettias come in different colors, like white and red, and maybe there's a pink, or maybe there's one that's white and red. I don't know. I'm not a very good plant person. I'm not really good at growing anything either. I tend to kill everything I try to grow. I just can't get it to grow, or something will eat it. Like, I tried to grow strawberries one year and all the ants ate them, no matter what, like, home remedy I tried. One year I tried to grow carrots and they got to be about 1/2 inch long. That's it. They refused to grow any further. I can barely even grow a cucumber, which I'm pretty sure, being a kid, my mom grew cucumbers in her garden. And I remember her talking about how cucumbers will grow no matter what you do to them. Well, she was wrong. They do not grow no matter what you do to them. Because I try to grow them and they don't grow. I don't know if it's just me or... Whoops, that's the dark. Okay. All right, and there's our wreath. Okay, so the wreath and the bird are for our other card, but we do need the sprig here. And let's pull our card front back out. We're going to add our sled with some dimensionals. And we'll add our skates. Oh, and we do need to stamp our sentiment. Our sentiment is going to go on a little rectangle die that I have in my stash. And no, I don't know where it's from. I'm going to add a dimensional right here. Oops, you can see I stamped some sort of oopsie on the back of this. The rest will get glue. We're going to hide the top of our skates behind this sprig, which will go on dimensionals. Okay, so one here, one there. Oh my goodness, I lost the other end of my take your pick tool. I'm sorry, Milo. It's right by Milo's nose. Did it land on you? I'm sorry, Bubby. Okay, so you're going to get a little rectangle right here. And we're going to stamp using pecan pie. And we're going to stamp good tidings. I don't even have it out. Where are my stamps? Good tidings. Such a cute sentiment. Okay. I could have stamped that straighter, but we'll go with it. Okay, and that needs a dimensional on this side. Now this one doesn't have any twine or ribbon. Glue on this side. It's gonna go right here. Now the embellishments are Regal foiled adhesive back dots, and I'm using the plum colored ones. I think they're probably Blackberry Bliss. Normally I'd use the other end of my take your pick tool, but that is, whoops, it's on the floor next to Milo's nose. Okay. All right. Okay, there's card 2. And I'd say we're more than halfway done because we already did our coloring for the other card. I'm going to add just some highlights. Not everywhere, just a few. Okay. All right, I added a few highlights to the sled. All right, so that's card 2. All right, card 3. I have my, get these out of the way. Thanks, Patty. Okay, I have my basic beige one, and this DSP on this card is the Regal Flowers, Regal Winter, something like that. We'll have a basic beige shape for our sentiment, and then we'll have some Pretty Peacock mats for our DSP. This has also been embossed with the Snowflake embossing folder. And we have a peacock mat to go on the back. The center of this one, the inside of this one, this is second generation snowflakes, second generation Pretty Peacock snowflakes. That will go on the inside, and our Pretty Peacock will go on the outside. Okay, we can also glue our little mats together. Our little DSP, rectangles. Sorry, I keep wanting to call them squares. They're not squares. Okay, so this one first. And then this one. And then this one. And this one I'm going to do the opposite way. I'm going to put the less dense snowflakes at the top and more dense snowflakes at the bottom. Okay, so this is our base so far. Okay, then we can glue these together. Look at the back, it's really pretty. That's wild wheat. But it's really pretty. Wild wheat, I'm realizing, can, in the right circumstances, look like gold. which I think in these circumstances, it looks like gold. Wild wheat, I don't think I'd make like a big card out of it, but if you add the detail, like detail pieces in wild wheat, I think it's really pretty. Now wild wheat I think will retire at the end of next year. The end of the next catalog, I mean. Okay, let's stamp Let It Snow, and that's gonna be in Pretty Peacock. Right in the center here. And then we'll stamp some second generation snowflakes. So we'll do Let It Snow. Okay, and then some second generation. Need something to stamp off on. Snowflakes here. Hi Becky, welcome. Okay, all right, so there's our sentiment strip. Our sentiments, and that's exactly what I did on the inside for those snowflakes. Thank you for liking and sharing. Okay, let me get my sample here so I can see how I assembled. Okay, so the back of this one gets dimensionals. Almost out of dimensionals. Okay, and this is going to go along the left side of our card base. Becky, do you ever watch, oh, I was going to say, do you ever watch Nicole Spohr? She's from, I was going to say she's from Kentucky, but she's not. She's from Kansas. Okay, so this is going to go here. Now this one is going to go here, but we only need dimensionals on this half of it. Okay, I did not put that on very straight. I don't know that I can peel it off either. Okay. This only needs dimensionals on this side. And we'll put some liquid glue here. And this will go here. It's really hard for me to offset things like this. It's not in my nature. I am normally not a offset card put together kind of person. I like everything. I mean, even though I offset it, I have to put it straight, right? I have to have it straight up and down and at like 90-degree angles. Okay, now we're going to put together some more skates, which we already did this once, so you know the drill. Except this time our skates are going to be traditional silver skates, and the laces will be Pretty Peacock to go with the card. And laces here. These are so cute, but I will have to tell you that I do not enjoy being gluey. It's, yeah, it looks straight to you. Good, Cheryl. It's not completely straight, but you know what? It's good enough. Good enough. No one will know, right? When they get it, they'll think it's perfectly straight. I mean, it's pretty straight. All right, I'll get that on there. And, oops, this one has a little piece stuck in it. There we go. I just love these. Aren't they so cute? Look at my hands are so sticky it wants to stick to me instead of the cardstock. I just love the skates. They're so adorable. Okay, we're going to do something similar where we hold the ribbon behind the skate with a dimensional. Okay, so I'm going to flip this over, and what I'm actually going to do with this is I'm going to cut a piece of ribbon, and this is too thick, so I'm actually going to cut it in half right down the center. I think that's probably enough. Okay. And then we'll hold it in place with our dimensional. Okay, so there's one. And here's the other. And we'll do almost the same thing that we did with the ribbon on the first card. I'm sorry, Milo, I didn't mean to bonk you with my tool. He really got bonked right on the nose with this end of my take your pick tool. At least it wasn't the sharp end, right? I feel really bad if he got poked with the sharp end. Poor puppy. All right, and these are gonna go at an angle right here. Just kind of right above our sentiment. Okay, and we'll use our glue dots again. And push those down into that right there. And I will trim off the excess. And then we'll tie a bow, which I don't have my bow tied. Let's see here. Maybe that size bow. Okay. And then the last card uses my favorite ribbon. It's the satin ribbon from the Seasons of Elegance suite, I think it is. It's very vanilla and I love it. Okay, let's trim our tails. And this uses these gems. They are the Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock Foiled Gems. Now they might be from last mini catalog in the spring, or they're from last year. I think they're from the spring mini, but I'm not remembering. They carried over for sure. Okay. There. All right, card 3. Isn't it cute? I love the skates. Absolutely love these die cut skates. Okay. All right, card 3. All right, you guys ready for the last one? It's the easiest one, I think, in my opinion. Okay, it has a crumb cake base, and the inside I stamped with a cherry cobbler bird right here. Cherry cobbler bird. And it has a cherry cobbler mat. And on this crumb cake piece, we're going to take our snowflakes and our white pigment ink, and we're going to stamp snowflakes all over the background. And get my white ink. Oh, that is juicy. My white ink is very juicy. Too juicy. I think I inked it up too much. Trying to be gentle because I definitely inked that up too much. Okay. Now, white pigment ink. Thanks, guys. Yeah, the skates do make the cards. They're so adorable. White pigment ink takes a little bit of time to dry, and mine is extremely juicy. So, I'm going to set that aside for a minute. And let's work on some other pieces. Let's glue these down. Yep, the skates are so pretty. I'm trying to think. I don't think Stampin' Up! Has had skates before. We've had a few other like ice skating things, but no skates in particular. Okay. Okay, next we'll go our mat, the one that we, or our panel, the one that we just stamped, but first we need to take, you're going to get one of these shapes in Cherry Cobbler, and you will heat emboss in white a sentiment on it. I heat embossed, "Let's decorate the season with happiness." We will add that to the card, and I'm going to add it right in the center, centered left to right and top to bottom. Oh, I suppose I can't quite yet, can I? I'm going to try to glue this without on camera here, so we can finish the card without, otherwise we won't be able to finish. So let me just lay it on here, and I'm going to try really hard not to touch it. Okay, this will go center, left to right, top to bottom, and then we'll take our bird and our wreath, and that's going to get dimensionals. I think our bird probably needs a mini dimensional. He's pretty little. Our little robin, or whatever he is. Cardinal, maybe? He's not a robin, is he? Robins are mostly gray, I think. Okay. And that will go right above the top of our sentiment here. Oops, I put my hands in the snowflake. I'll show you what the card looks like when you don't put your hands in the snowflake, and when everything is nice, when you don't have it inked up too much. Okay, then this last one gets a bow with this vanilla ribbon, which is one of my favorites. And it's very vanilla satin ribbon, I think is the name of it. And it does not like to stick with a glue dot. So I'm going to use glue and my reverse tweezers to get it to hold on the card, because that's what makes it stay. Okay. Stay card, and that's going to go right at the top of the wreath. And I'll show you the finished card, the one that's not wet. Okay. Right there. All right, I gotta pick it up, I think. Okay. I'll let that dry. And these came from the Kiddin' Around suite that was in, was it the annual catalog? Iridescent foil gems. They remind me of a beach, but they're gold and they're really pretty. Oh, and I can't get this one picked up. Okay. They're really pretty gold, and they want to jump on my mat. Okay. Oops. Well, that one's going on the wreath because that's where it landed. Okay, so I'm going to set this card aside to dry, but I'll show you the sample. Okay, whoops. Isn't it pretty? Oh, my ribbon frayed a little. Okay. All right, so that's card number 4. And that's it, you guys. We were super quick today. So I hope I didn't take you away from the election too much. I'll probably get a lot of people on replay for this one, I know, since it's a unique night. But I still wanted to go live and have class for you guys, because why not, right? Okay, so which one's your favorite? We have 1, no, this is 4, 3, 2. Oh, thanks, Becky. And this is number 1. So which one is your favorite? I think my favorite is number 1. Number 1, I think. I mean, I like them all, but I just love that cherry cobbler. Oh, good boy, Milo. You look so cute. I love the cherry cobbler. Okay, you let me know which one your favorite is. I'm curious. Curious. I lost an entire bucket somewhere. I don't know. All are beautiful. Oh, thank you. Let me clean some stamps. All right, guys. Patty says 2 or 1, can't decide. Yeah, I like number 2 because the coloring is really fun. But number 1, I just love the die cuts. Okay, guys, well, we'll be live. I'll get Milo here too. We'll be live next week. We have coffee and cards. It's super cute, super darling. Featuring Christmas labels, and I pulled in some other stamps for that one. There's iconic imagery, there's some there's falling snow, which is a background stamp. There is more than autumn. We use the whipped cream and the gingerbread man. And then there's one more. Oh, latte love. We use the mug, the coffee cup. I think that's all of the stamp sets that we use next week, besides Christmas labels. The Christmas labels is only sentiments, and making cards just with sentiments is fine too. You wouldn't need to bring anything else in. I just did, I guess. Okay. Oh, Cheryl says 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Yeah, this is different. Number 3, the pretty peacock one, is different for me. I was trying to branch out and do something different than what I normally would do. It's a different style, I guess. But pretty. And you know, I normally wouldn't put pretty peacock with a Christmas color. Like I wouldn't associate that color with Christmas, but it's really pretty. And yeah, so I don't know, I guess I like Christmas cards. Oh yes, Milo. All right, let me get Milo. I'm just cleaning up my stamps. All right, Milo, are you ready for your snacks, bud? Do you want your snacks? Hi, Bubby. All right, let's get Milo. Hi, Bubby. Hi, how's your nap? You want to come get snacks? All right, everyone say hi to birthday boy Milo. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Who's the birthday boy? Milo's the birthday boy. Yes, Milo bear. Oh, yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy. Oh, did you drop one? No, that's a stamp. There's a stamp on the ground. Sit. He thought it was a snack. Sit. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Oh, that's a good baby. That's a good baby. Hi. That's a good bear. Oh, yes. Good boy. Good boy. Is it okay if I wake you up from your nap for snacks? Yes. Yeah. All right, there you go. There's your Milo. Your Milo love. Yes, thanks. Yeah. They say happy birthday, Milo. They say happy birthday. Oh, because you're such a good boy. He's such a good boy. Okay, guys. Well, he's sitting in between my legs right now. Oh, I don't think you can see him. No, you can't see him. He's sitting backwards in between my legs. All cute. Oh, yes. Happy birthday, Milo. Okay, guys. Well, that's what I have for you today. I will see you all in a week for Coffee and Cards Christmas labels. I'm really excited. They're really cute cards. I'm kitting them up and shipping them out this week. So let me know if you want to sign up for class. It's $45. We make 5 cards. And we're going to use the druzy backed embellishments. I can't remember what the ribbon is. Maybe I don't have ribbon. No, the ribbon is shaded spruce. The shaded spruce ribbon from the mini. Okay, so that's what we use on those cards with some really cute DSP. So, all right, thank you everyone. Have a great rest of the week. Have a great Wednesday. Thanks for watching and have a great time. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.